Some of you may know that I've been doing some book writing, and lately I've been sort of focusing on trying to get books I wrote many, many years ago rewritten, published, tidied up, and I'm also currently recording myself doing the audio work for it, which is actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. But what I've also done is I've established a brand new YouTube channel in the name of the pseudonym that I'm using. So I'm using a female pseudonym, Loretta Smith. Some of you may get the reference that watched some of my shorts from a few years ago. And so I thought that there's a better chance of success with a female pseudonym, but I doubt it. Anyway, 3 works of fiction that have come from here. And after this little introduction here, I'm going to follow on with chapter 1 with the illustration of the audiobook. So this is what the new channel is. The new channel is releasing chapter by chapter parts of the book with illustration and my voiceover. So it's like quite easy to watch. It's not hard work and it's free. What I would hope, as many of you as possible, please, to go follow the links to that channel and subscribe and, watch, because it would just do me a massive favour. The more people that go there and subscribe to the channel and watch the videos, that I could potentially get that monetized, and it could be could be something that works for me going forwards. Anyway, that's it really. So I'll stop waffling. I hope everybody had a lovely Christmas, and enjoy your New Year's Eve tonight. For me, New Year's Eve doesn't really mean anything. It's just the start of another year of absolute shite that we've got to put up with. And this next year I don't see being any better than more. The only sort of a bit of white pilling I take from things at the moment is, no matter who I speak to nowadays, well, almost no matter who I speak to, they're all waking up very quickly as to the state of this country, and they're not just going along with it anymore. So I think we just watch now and see what happens, because it's going to be an absolute shit show, isn't it? But there we go. That's the way it's going to be, I'm afraid. Anyway, have a great new year if you can. I hope you're well, and speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Stony Beach by Loretta Smith, read by Matthew Woods. A pretty red-haired woman panics as the windows of a baker shop explode inward. Glass shards glitter through the smoke as a German Junkers Ju-88 screams overhead. The woman, Enid Redmond, drops to a crouch, hands protecting her head. Daylight raids have only just started, and she's caught miles away from the nearest underground entrance. "Ma'am, it's too dangerous here. Come with me now." George Wilson, a black American military policeman, roughly pulls the woman to her feet and drags her down the deserted high street. Another massive explosion behind them practically lifts them from the ground. Enid stumbles forward, sprawling across the pavement. "On your feet, lady. We need shelter now." Enid kicks off her shoes and scrambles upright, eyes wide with terror and adrenaline. Through the smoke and debris, a half-demolished wall reveals a glimpse of salvation, a homemade Anderson shelter. They dive inside just as several more explosions shake the corrugated walls and ceiling. In her fear, Enid throws herself into the arms of this kind, brave American soldier. Later, as another thunderous German bomb detonates overhead, the explosions fade into background noise for Enid. At this moment, she's more concerned with the delightful warmth spreading through her body as George holds her close. The world above may be ending, but here in this cramped shelter, something beautiful is beginning. More explosions shake the shelter, covering them both in dust and debris, but they barely notice. In the midst of the chaos and destruction, they find comfort in each other's arms. Time seems suspended as they kiss and hold each other, two souls finding connection amid the horror of war. A loud crack sounds above them. For a split second, Enid thinks it's over, that they'll die together in this moment. But no explosion follows. Perhaps just tiles knocked from a nearby roof, or maybe an unexploded bomb settling into the earth. The all-clear siren will surely sound. As silence finally returns outside, reality creeps back in. Enid becomes aware that people will soon be moving about, and she's suddenly conscious of being found in such an intimate situation with this black soldier. Barely a word passes between them as they hurriedly straighten their clothes. Enid is overwhelmed with guilt as she thinks of her husband, Arthur, serving in the British 8th Army against Rommel in North Africa. The shame of it, and with a coloured gentleman. If anyone knew, she'd never be able to look them in the eye again. She tries to justify it to herself. I don't know if Arthur will ever return home in one piece, or whether I'll be blown to pieces at any moment. George is the first to leave. He looks back at Enid and smiles. Thank you, ma'am. Enid waits several minutes before making her own retreat. As she emerges from the shelter, a simple dugout covered with soil and corrugated iron, something catches her eye that stops her cold. A coconut is embedded in the roof of the shelter. She stares at it in astonishment. This exotic fruit, impossible to find in wartime Britain, sits lodged in the metal like some bizarre calling card from fate itself. On her walk home, Enid struggles to make sense of this anomaly. Where could such a thing have come from? Perhaps a German bomber crew threw it out in some sort of sick joke? But that seems impossibly far-fetched. She never finds an explanation, but somehow she knows that coconut saved their lives, deflecting what might have been a fatal blow to their fragile shelter. Weeks pass, and her shameful secret begins to fade into memory when Enid first becomes aware of the telltale signs. Tender breasts, a morning nausea. Her encounter with George has resulted in an unwanted pregnancy. She considers seeking out a backstreet abortion, but the horror stories terrify her. Rusty knives and butchers who will kill just as many women as they help. Instead, she decides to keep the pregnancy secret. She takes to wearing baggy clothes and becomes reclusive, avoiding neighbours and friends as much as possible. Eating for two proves difficult when keeping a baby secret, so Enid grows as many vegetables as she can in her small back garden. If she saw a doctor and made a condition official, he'd qualify her for a green ration book instead of the standard buff one all the adults carry. But then her shameful secret would be revealed, and Arthur would discover her treacherous act. These ration books had been introduced when German U-boats sank much of Britain's imported food supply, making it essential to control how much each person could obtain. Everyone became a keen gardener, growing vegetables in their gardens or allotment plots made available for those without gardens. One autumn morning, a knock at the door fills Enid with mixed emotions. She opens it to find Arthur, looking handsome in his dress uniform and well tanned from the desert campaign. Hello, darling. Where's my kiss? When he notices her lack of enthusiasm, his face clouds with concern. What's the matter? Oh, nothing, love. It's just I wasn't expecting you. Why didn't you let me know? Thought I'd surprise you, that's all. Come on up those stairs. I've got something for you. Panic overrides Enid. She knows Arthur wants intimacy, but she's conscious of her rounding stomach. Not now. It's broad daylight, and the neighbours would wonder why the curtains are closed, she replies. Despite missing physical intimacy and feeling a strong urge to be with her husband, Enid manages to avoid undressing in front of Arthur during their few days together by claiming illness. They do make love, but only in the darkness and with her nightgown on. Arthur comments that she's gained weight, which seems odd given the rationing. She deflects by saying she's been trapping rabbits and growing so many vegetables she's considering a diet. When Arthur returns to his unit, Enid knows her secret won't remain hidden much longer. The baby is coming, whether she is ready or not. End of chapter 1.